So in this video, I am going to introduce you to SPSS. We're going to do an analysis for a data set and just help get you more familiar because you're going to be using it for your own data at the end of the semester. Now we're going to assume here that you have access to SPSS. If you haven't gotten that access already, you'll have to refer to earlier places, and I'll link that in the module as well. You'll either have had to, supposedly there's an option to download it from the school for the fall. You can access the computers on campus remotely and access the program, or you can also always purchase it on your own and have access it that way, but we're going to assume that you have that access. And what we're going to do is use this data set, and you're going to do exactly what I'm doing, but just on your own. So this practice for it. So you're going to pull up the Chapter 8 lab, and it might have a slightly different name, but you're going to be pulling up this data set that I've linked in the page for you. And it'll look something like this, assessing statistical literacy. I want you to read through this overview, please. And then here are some of the instructions you're going to be answering in a Word document. But what I'm going to take you through now is we're going to start off with, you're going to answer these three on your own. We're going to start off with number 4, setting up your variable according to the appropriate research design. So we need to come down here. And if we look here, we have 2 different conditions. We have 1 score for each individual. So these people are all in, there's 25 individuals here, and then there's 25 more individuals here. So these individuals got the word hit, and these individuals heard the word smash. So they're different groups of people. That helps you identify in the design. Hint, hint, think about the module that we're in. And what I'm going to do is just highlight these 25, and that's my hit column, and I'm going to do Control V. You can alternatively have this printed up and type the numbers in yourself. I've come back here to my data set, and I'm going to copy paste that Control V in the second column. Now these were all hit, so I'm going to, I can do it one of 2 ways. For me, it's easier to code it. You can type the word hit in, but I'm remote right now. For some reason my license has expired, so I was having trouble earlier trying to type in, so I'm just going to I'm going to code 1 for group 1 for hit, and I'm going to go through. All right, that's the 25. Now I'm going to go back to my data set, and I'm going to copy paste the smashed group. So I'm going to do Control C. So I'm back here, and in SPSS, we stack our data when we have 2 different groups. So I'm going to Control V those down here, and I'm going to assign all of these a 2. Now what I want to do, part of that putting your data in is making sure you have the data properly accounted for. So I'm in Data View. If you see that it says Data View down here. So I'm in Data View down here, and I'm going to go over to, well, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, I'm going to name my variables. So now it took me automatically to variable view. So 1 is my, what do you want to call it, condition, wording group, group by wording, and then here is my speed reported. Okay. Now I have them listed both as numeric. We'll leave that like that. This tells me how many things I can have. And what I want to do over here is come to values. And so if I click, just do that a little slower. If I'm going to come out of there, if I click on the for group wording, because I had a 1 for hit and a 2 for smashed, you'll see these 3 little dots. Click on that, and I'm going to give the value 1 the label hit, and I hit add, and 2 the label smashed, and I'm going to click add. You have to make sure you click that add, and then I'm going to say OK. Then I'm going to come over here to unit of measure, and let's think about that. Is it an interval or ratio scale? Is it ranking? Or is it just categorical, smashed or hit? There's no order to those, really. I mean, I guess you could put them in some sort of rank if we had multiple ones, right? Like if we were using all of those different categories, but really it's nominal. So it's just categorizing which one it belongs to. And then for speed, we're getting a number, right? So miles per hour going from 0 to 100. So you could have a 0. We know that going 50 miles an hour is twice as fast as 25 miles an hour. So it is a scale and a ratio scale at that. We're going to come back to our data view, and we've now inputted our data into SPSS. One other thing I want to show you is that up here, so I can click this up here, which is not, earlier it was showing me, oh, value labels, there we go. So it's this value labels tab. And because I've coded it, I can go back and forth between wording and numbers. And just to show you that it does it correctly, down here where I have both ones and twos here. So I can do that, or I can do that. Either way, and my analysis will be able to be ran correctly.